You're listening to Mattress Matters, the podcast that brings you real strategies and business growth insights from successful store owners across the country. Hosted by James Cluster of Sell More Mattresses, this show is your go-to resource for boosting sales, mastering marketing, and building a thriving business. Get ready to be inspired, informed, and equipped with the tools to take your store to the next level.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a really exciting guest today for our interview. We got Daniel Eldridge, who is based in Terre Haute, Indiana. And Daniel has been a client of ours for a long time, and he is a tremendous store owner and salesman. And this is really awesome because he works in the shadows sometimes. He's hard at work. He's graciously given us some time today, and I'm really excited to chat with him. So thank you, Daniel, for being here.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. I want to just start off. I know it's been a while. How long have you been open officially?
August of 2016 is when I started. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we're coming up on a decade in.
Yep. Getting close.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you remember. Can you give us a little bit of your background on like starting out? And you were in the military before this, correct?
Yeah. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. I got out in the beginning of 2016. And then I went and started working at my brother's mattress store in March of 2016. I did that for 3 months with him, just learning the ins and outs of the business as far as like how it operates and what kind of goes on like a daily basis of an everyday thing. Working 20, 30 hours a week with him to start out. And then he was just paying me until basically I went and did my own thing. Slowed down, obviously, after about 3 months, not the business side, but just me in general, because obviously I want to go do my own thing. Like I didn't want to work under anybody, especially being in the military. Like it really taught me that I didn't want to be told what to do all the time. So it definitely wasn't for me. Very good, bittersweet taste. I'm very thankful I got to do it, but it also taught me a lot of things. And one of them was that I want to be very independent. I don't want to be told what to do. So working with my brother, I learned a lot. Like I learned so much. I learned that the business itself, it's not hard. It's just, it takes a lot of time and effort that has to be put into it. Going through that, then I moved 40 minutes away from my brother. And then I lived an hour from my store that I opened down here in Terre Haute.
Wow.
And so for two years, maybe about 2.5 years, I drove an hour to work, hour back every day. That was my job. That was my full-time job there and back. And after 2.5 years, I was just like, hey, I'm tired of driving. I just need to move next to my store. So I moved 15 minutes from my store. And then everything just kept growing and growing from there. Because when I was that far away, and I hear a lot of people talk, I've got like friends in the industry that live 45 minutes away and stuff from their store. And so they got to do what they got to do. I did it for years. But once you move closer to your store, I think that's when you really start seeing the true potential, because it's now, okay, hey, I'm going to go take this easy, quick sale that's $100, $200, $300, whatever. Those easy sales start adding up, and those little bits start helping pay for advertising or rent or however you want to look at it. But it just starts really adding up. And I remember my first week that I lived in my town now, and I think I made like an extra $1,000 for the week. And I was just like, oh, wow, like, why didn't I do this sooner? This really helps pay for rent. This helps pay for everything. Yeah, that's where it all started for the most part. And then obviously it's like years have gone by now. And like I've opened other businesses, closed other businesses throughout the years. But this business has always remained the same for me. And now just like we just are blossoming and growing, obviously, with your guys' help. Yeah. So thank you for that.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where it all started.
I love it. So I want to ask a couple of things. You mentioned obviously being independent and working for yourself was like really important to you.
Yeah.
What if any are the cons of working for yourself and being that independent? Like what struggles do you face necessarily as an independent owner?
The very first thing that comes into mind is showing up every day. If you don't have employees, if you don't have anybody to really help you and you're doing this by yourself, I think showing up every day with a smile on your face is probably one of the hardest things, because I know some people okay, I won't work Sundays, I won't work this, I won't work that. At least for me, what's worked for me is showing up every day. And when it's busy, ride it out until the wheels fall off. And then once it slows down, then enjoy the low. Because it's like you're in the industry, it goes like this.
Yeah.
Very much. And
Yeah.
when you start climbing up the hill, every day, 7 days a week, all day, every day, you do whatever you got to do, because once that low comes back, then you enjoy that coast and live off of it. But yeah, I would say by far at least for me, everybody's a little bit different. The hardest thing is for sure showing up every day with a smile on, taking care of customers, talking to customers. Yeah, I would say at least for me, that is.
And do you think that's because especially like if you're facing that low, like you're more discouraged because you're getting no's when people come in the door, or you're not even getting people in the door, and you're sitting there?
Yeah, I would say because exactly that, like customers not coming in the door. When it's slow, like it's usually pretty slow. Like we may have 10 customers for the week, 5 customers for the week, whatever. But we just take what we can get in those moments because we know it's not going to last forever. But James, like a lot, like you've been in the advertising industry and all of that for a long time now doing this. So you hear it from your customers of just like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting customers. I'm not getting this. You got to take every single one while you can.
Yeah.
And when not, just kind of coast. But yeah, what you're saying.
I think that's, you brought up a good point too, of saying, oh, some people don't want to work Sundays, or some people don't want to work, and look, like, again, it's your business. You can make the decisions that you want to make.
Absolutely.
But that also means that you might face repercussions that, you don't want to face, which is, if all your customers want to come in on a Sunday, you don't want to work that Sunday, then you're not going to get customers.
Yeah, it also, you could say the same thing as far, my employees are texting me. I don't need it though. But I lost my train of thought looking at my phone.
That's okay.
I lost it. I had something.
It's all right. It's all right.
We're good to say too. I already forget.
Yeah, it'll come back.
What did you say right there? You might be able to make me remember.
Yeah, I was saying, obviously, it's your business. If you want to work or not work a Sunday,
I know where I was going.
Yep. Yeah, go for it.
So I work by appointment. Okay, I know a lot of business models you work with, like work by appointment. I know some have hours, some work Sundays, some don't work. I know I miss customers because we don't have open hours. I know that. I know we miss sales. I would be lying to myself if I didn't. But I prefer to work the by appointment model with mattresses, furniture, and appliances. All 3 of them, we only work by appointment. I don't necessarily want to have open hours. Like we might run like a day here or there, like once in a while. I think this past Sunday we had some customers come in that we were just there, like working on some stuff and whatever, that just came in. We didn't have any appointments or anything, and they bought some stuff. So I do know that we miss them. So what you're saying, have Sundays off. Like, do you miss customers? Yes. Do I miss customers because we only work by appointment? Absolutely. I know that. But it's what works for me. Everybody's a little bit different. You want to do what you feel like works for you. But I do think that everybody needs to be able to be available 7 days a week. That is one thing I believe, but everybody's different. They got to do what they got to do, because we always are busy on Sundays after church. Like usually after noon to 1 o'clock into 2 o'clock, we usually have 3 or 4 customers every single Sunday, and then during the day on Sunday, like earlier in the morning, we usually get 1 or 2 before 11. So it just goes up in the air.
But yeah, and it stands to reason. I always, when somebody comes and says, "Oh, that we're closed Sunday," or "That's my day," and I always think,
I get it.
Could you take Monday off? Could you take Tuesday off? Because a lot of your customers that's their day off. Like they have Saturday. It's just the standard working week in the U.S. Like you have Saturday, Sunday off. So when are you going to be able to shop?
Yep.
You're going to be able to shop Saturday, Sunday. So I always kind of grit my teeth if somebody says, "Oh, I'm closed on Sunday," and just think,
I agree. Obviously we're always busy Friday and Saturday. Like those are probably 2 busiest days for the most part. Our slowest day is probably Tuesday or Wednesday for the most part. So I feel once people get to Saturday, you get the people that are always like, okay, we're off, let's go get this done.
Yeah.
But then there's people that don't want to, and they're like, let's just go hang out with some friends, go do a cookout, let's hang out with the kids, let's hang whatever. Yeah. But then Sunday rolls around, it's like, crap, like we got to go get this done before we go back to work tomorrow. So I think for me, if we were to pick a day off to actually not schedule appointments, it'd probably be Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably
Yeah.
Wednesday. It's just easier for us as far as our schedules go. But yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't think I realized that you had worked in Jamie's store for a few months. So was it always your plan to open a store and then you said, hey, can I come work with you and learn? Or did you go work with him and then you're like, wow, look at this. I want to do this.
So I would say no. Originally, when I did that, okay, so when I was getting out of the military, my plan was actually go to culinary school. Like I've always loved cooking, complete opposite of what I'm doing now, complete opposite of the military.
Wow.
I have a very deep love and passion for cooking, very much. So
Okay.
I was always like, hey, I'm going to go to culinary school. Like maybe I'll become a chef, maybe I won't, but let me just go do it and get something underneath my belt to get going. Then I started working for my brother, and then like this was way before COVID. This was, like I said, beginning of 2016, like March and April. So like I was helping him during tax time, and we were making, between the two of us, in a little 1,200 square foot like shoebox, like we were clearing $5,000 a week, like profit. That wasn't even the gross, that was just the profit. So it was just like we were just slinging stuff fast so we could get it in. So I was just like, man, I was like, it wasn't always, obviously part of it is about the money, but it wasn't always about the money for me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't worried about that side, because I knew I would make it work. Like I always try to make stuff work the way it goes. But yeah, it was, okay, I want to set my own schedule. Hey, I can still go visit my brother and sister-in-law and the kids and stuff like that. I can always do other things and travel while I set my own schedule. That's what it more was for me than the like making like a decent paycheck was just a bonus on the back end of it. So there was more to it than that. You know, a lot of people go into this, oh, I'm doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the money. Oh, we can make 15,000 a month. If you're so focused on the amount, you may not hit that goal. Do it because it's something you want to do rather than something that, hey, it's like, hey, we're going to make a bunch of money. It's just, there may be months you don't, and you have to be okay with that. So, yeah.
That's really interesting, actually, because I do feel like a lot of people, when I talk to them, especially if they're newer or they're opening, it really is, it's really, and it's hard not to be because,
it's hard not to be, for sure.
As you've seen, there is a lot of money in it, but
yeah,
I do think like you have the right mindset and making it about, hey, like this is something that can support me, but it really also supports the lifestyle that I want to live, which is
that's kind of what it was. Yeah,
tied down to something.
Exactly what you said. Like it is definitely hard not to go in, especially when you're seeing like a bunch of people. Like I said, I saw my brother. We were clearing $5,000 a week. We were probably doing 10 to 12 a week at certain points for in gross. But yeah, it was just like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like we were shoving stuff out the door so fast, but you do have to find a passion for it and actually truly care for what you do.
So tell me a little bit about your sales process. I'm curious, again, obviously like you worked with Jamie, but I'm sure you've grown your own process too, like throughout the years of doing this. What is like a typical customer interaction from, honestly, maybe from the time like you hear from them initially to they're walking out the door with a mattress? What does that look like for you typically?
Yeah, so obviously, like for the most part, they're all the same. Every single customer is about the same. There's obviously little different things. They might say something a little teeny different or whatever, but for the most part, it really is just repeat every single time. So like somebody reaches out to me like, hey, I'm looking for a queen. First thing, it's always, hey, do you need just mattress box? What you looking for? We need just a mattress. Perfect. Awesome. What size? Queen. Perfect. Okay. Do you want something kind of soft? Do you want something kind of firm, medium? Like what kind of comfort level are you working with? And there's some say soft, some say I don't know. And I that's fine too. It's okay, cool. I got them all on display so we can try them all out and see which one you like the best. And then I always lead with some sort of price range. After that, once I ask a few like questions to try to get a general idea of where we're going, then I always lead with a price range. And then they're like, okay, hey, queens start at $100. They go up to ones. Big stores carry for $3-4 grand. We have them for around $2. Everything's between that. Would you like to set up a time to try to come find one? You know, and obviously always push the payment plan too. Not push it in their face, but also like in the as far as what I send them, I always have like payment plan in there. Hey, don't forget, like you can take one for X amount down, whatever payment plan that person uses. But yeah, and you get 90 days, 100 days, 4 months. I get 4 months just because how many payment plans we do. I don't know what everybody else gets, but we get 4 months, same as cash, no fees, literally nothing. But yeah, so we go into that, get through pricing. Hey, yep, I'd like to set up a time. Great. What day would you like to set up a time? Okay, awesome. Tomorrow. Perfect. What time are you thinking works best for you guys? I think definitely finding out if it's for one person or two people, or if it's for kids, that kind of thing. I think that's always good to also try to find out for the most part, even before coming in, because it can save you a lot of time. Because if somebody's coming in for a guest room bed, that's going to be a lot faster than a main room, because a guest room, not that people don't care about their guests, but it's just, hey, like it could be a 20-minute appointment, 30-minute appointment max for a guest room bed. It takes usually longer to check them out and swipe their card than it does to actually take the customer, because they already know it's, hey, we're not spending a bunch of money. And usually I'll hit that up. So they walk in the door. Cool. Is this for, hey, Susie? I was talking to you yesterday. I'm Daniel. Nice to meet you. Whatever. Okay, you're wanting a queen, right? Yep, wanting a queen. Great. Just a mattress, right? Not a box, too. Nope, just mattress. Great. Is this for you, kids, guest room? Who's it for? It's for the guest room. Perfect. Okay, so let me make sure I understand that way. I don't sit and waste your guys' time, which it's more of a don't waste my time kind of thing. But it's definitely like, so I don't waste your time. But it's like, hey, so I don't want to waste your time. I'm guessing it's for a guest room. You probably don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on it, right? No, not really. Okay, great. So then what I'll do is I'll just show you like my top 3 sellers for guest rooms. If you want to go a little bit nicer and spend a little bit more, we can do that. If you're like, hey, this is too much, we want something a little bit cheaper, I can help you and go that way too. So we'll just see what works for you guys. But for the most part, I've got options for $100 and up. Most people don't go over the 1,000 mark for a guest room. If you don't want to spend that much, you don't have to, but it is available if you do. So it's just like I'm setting myself for failure or setting myself up for success, because I'm already cutting off the $1,000 and up, because it's a guest room. Like they don't want to spend that much. Right. So it's just like it's a process in my brain that I've just figured out over the years. For one, to save myself time and to save the customer a headache of, okay, hey, let's sit and go through and lay on each one, which is the correct way to go about it. But for a guest room, it doesn't need to be had because they're not the ones sleeping on it. It's going in there to be a display bed more than anything. Right. So then they usually spend $300-400, maybe $500. They spend more. Yes, I've had it happen lots of times. But for the most part, guest room beds, like at least in my area, range between $400 and $700. So I always show them about $1,000 and down, and then they can choose from there. So yeah. But I would say that's, for the most part, that's how I go through it as far as the initial process is they message me, I figure out what they're looking for, give a price range, set up an appointment, find out if they need delivery or not too. That's another thing that I ask in the process before meeting them. Then once they come in the door, then it's just re-hitting on kind of everything, reminding them, hey, this is my price range. I know I already gave it to you. Let's just try them all. Then you guys can try them all out, see what you like the best. And one of the biggest things that I've learned is not to give prices on beds immediately. So if somebody tries out the first bed, oh my gosh, this one's amazing. How much is this one? So my price list is over there on the other side of the store. Let's just go through them all. Let's find your favorite 2 or 3. Let's go. I got 15 here laying here. So try them all. I'll walk with you and bug you. See which one's your favorite. Then I'll give you prices on your favorite 2. That way it just cuts out the, hey, this one here. So it's not so much of a sticker shock to them, because they usually always pick one high, one low. Is it always the same? No, it's always a little different. But for the most part, most people pick one high, one low, because I always have my setup, at least in my mattress, furniture and appliances are different. But for mattresses, we always have the store set up as like good, better, best. So we have the low end, we've got a mid, and then we've got a really high. And I've got like soft, medium, firm in every one of those levels. So somebody always has an option in each level. Okay, I like this one, that one, and that one. It's like, perfect. Let me give you prices on these 2. They're your favorite. Then I'll sit and sometimes explain the beds. If you can tell, like they're curious about the quality and they're curious about this, then you'll sit and explain it to them before giving the price so they understand what the price is. But that's, for the most part, that's how I run through it. So
nice.
That's a long version of what you asked me, but
no, that's perfect. That's
yeah.
very thorough. So you mentioned the payment plan and that you hit them with that pretty early. Is that something where you want to try and figure out? I guess two questions. One, how much of your business is on the payment plan, would you say? And two, is that something you're hitting them with like right away so that you can basically see, okay, they got approved for something. Now I know where to maybe sit them down and what they're going to afford.
Exactly. I'm trying to look up my numbers.
So yeah, no worries.
I can tell you, if I had to guess, I think we're at like 60% last year.
Okay.
Let me look real quick.
That sounds about right. I'm pretty sure Jamie's right around there too.
I'd say 65 to probably 70% is mostly payment. Yeah, we do a lot.
Wow.
Now, I even hit them up before they come in the door sometimes. Okay. We all prejudge people. I don't care who you are. Everybody prejudges other people. That's just how it is. Not that I agree with it, not that anything like that, whatever. But you can tell sometimes even by somebody's profile picture, just, hey, this person's probably going to want to do the payment plan. So after I set up the appointment, it depends. Everything's a little bit different, but for the most part, I'll go through, set up the appointment, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of it, I'll be like, hey, now were you interested in the payment plan special that we're running right now? Yes, no, whatever. Okay. Sometimes they won't answer, and that's fine too. But for the most part, they'll answer yes or they'll answer no. We just want to pay for it outright. If they say yes, then it's just great. I would like to get you some more information on it that way before even coming in the door. Is that okay? Okay. Everybody says yes once you get that far. Yes, because they want to know, because you're telling them, hey, I'd like to get you some more information if you would like it. Yeah, I want it before I walk in the door. It makes it a little bit easier for me. Then you can explain it, but you want to keep it a little more simple. You don't want to, hey, okay, it's 12 months, 24, 18, whatever. You pay triple, double by the time you're done with it. That is just too much. You keep it a little more simple. Hey, like for me, so our payment plan is $10 down. It's 4 months, same as cash. There's no fees in the 4 months outside the $10. You just need an income and a bank account. You have both of those? Yes. Okay, great. Do you have a bank account? What do I say? Do you have a traditional bank, like a traditional local bank, or do you have an online account pay card like Chime? And then that's where it depends if we go that way or if we go that way. We have a lot of customers in my town that use Chime and Virgo and Social Security, disability pay cards, and like all that kind of stuff. Is people that have been in the industry a long time, like a lot of payment plans don't really accept those. There's a few out there that do. We have a 50-50 shot if they're approved or not. But I always start getting the information that I need before they even walk in the door so that I can try to have them fill it out before coming in if they want to. I ask them if they want to. 50-50. Most people do, but some people really, we got a customer today that said, no, I'll just do it at the store. That's fine. Just make sure you bring your routing number and account number with a debit card with $10.70 on it. So it's like simple stuff like that, but it's filtering through the process of, hey, payment plan. Okay, great. Let's move forward with this before they walk in the door. Now, obviously, there's a lot of customers that we don't say it to, and then they go to overspend and tell me about this payment plan. So we got banners all over the store that says payment plan and this and that. And then they ask, hey, tell me about this. And, oh, yeah, the payment plan? Oh, yeah, it's easy. It's 4 months, same as cash. You can break up if you want a $1,000 mattress or $500 sofa, whatever. It's just, yeah, you can break it up over 4 months and it's super easy. As long as you have it paid off in 4 months, there's no fees. Take it out longer than that, they charge you way more. That's simple, very simple and easy.
So tell me about, how long did you do mattress only before you brought in furniture?
Furniture, I'm looking at the date on my computer. We got in furniture at the end of in September of 2023. So we're over a year and a half. We're getting close-ish to our 2-year mark in furniture. So I did mattresses primarily for most of the time, and then we just added on appliances this last year in December, because I got the first load at the beginning of December, but we didn't actually start selling them till around Christmas. So so furniture for almost 2 years, a little over a year and a half, and then appliances for 2-3 months now.
So how has furniture been different for you than the mattress sales?
Furniture is way harder. Furniture's a lot harder as far as sales itself, because there's a lot more factors that go into it. It's no longer, hey, does this feel good? Hey, the color doesn't matter because we're going to put sheets over it anyway. It's a lot harder. So for me, in my brain, mattress is the easiest. Next is appliances. Furniture is the hardest. So once you get into furniture, it's okay. Does this fit? Do we like the color? Does it blend on the walls? Does it fit in the corner right? Okay, does it hit the door front? There's so many more factors in it than a mattress of, okay, hey, let's throw it on this frame and it feels good when we go to sleep. So it is a lot different. And people, oh my gosh, man, that's a good one. People care more about their furniture than they do their mattresses, by far. People care more about how they appear to others than how they appear to themselves laying on a mattress. So they don't care if they, I've had it, oh my gosh, I've had it several times now. Some people come in and buy a $500 mattress, which, can you get a decent mattress for $500? Like, not bad, not great, but also not bad. If anybody thinks they're getting the Rolls Royce for $500, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
For furniture, that person that spends $500 on a mattress will spend $2,500 on furniture. And it's just like, when we first got into it, like I didn't understand. There was people that would reach out to me, be like, hey, we bought a mattress from you a while ago and we want to come get furniture now. We have $1,500 to $2,000 to spend on a sectional. And I was like, I remember this, and you bought $600 mattress. Like, I don't understand. But I didn't know right away. I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
And then I talked to some other friends that have been in the industry like 30 years plus, and they tell me, they're just like, yeah, people care way more about it. And I'm just like, that makes total sense of why they're spending so much more. Like, people brag about how much they spend on furniture. Oh yeah, I bought that sectional for $3,000. It's just like, first off, who cares? But it's just like, they care more about how they appear to others. It's because I got a lot of money. It's just like, oh yeah, but you financed that for 2 years. Like, we know better.
Yeah.
I don't obviously say anything, but it's just like,
sure.
I just yeah, exactly. But yeah, typically people spend more on furniture than they do mattresses. Yeah.
And then are you typically getting the same margin on furniture that you get on mattresses?
I feel like mattresses, we do get a higher margin. I've never actually, I guess, sat down and looked, but I can probably sit here and figure it out. I would say for the most part, furniture, depending on if they go high end, low end, that kind of thing, like we probably have a 25 to 50% margin for the most part. I would say most stuff in the store sits between 30 and 40% for the most part. Some up to 45, that kind of thing. But there's some stuff in the store that's double. Like, we pay $500 for it, we charge $1,000 for it. Or there's a sectional in the store that we have that I think we buy from 16 to 1800, and we've got it for over $3,000.
So it depends on the piece.
Just it depends on the piece. But for the most part, I would say margins themselves on mattresses is higher, but it's also easier. But then furniture is just a little bit lower, but not by much. Maybe 5 to 10%. Nothing crazy, but we definitely sell a lot more furniture than we do mattresses, though. Like, I would say, when it comes to furniture mattresses, we probably do 60 to 70% furniture, and then probably 30% mattresses.
Interesting.
Yeah, we sell a lot more furniture.
Okay.
I think it's because people are willing to put up with sleeping on a crappy mattress. They're not willing to put up with their house looking like crap to other people that are walking in the door. And I think that's what it is.
No, I think you're right. I've heard that from quite a few store owners who are doing both. That it's similar idea. You don't want to invite friends over and everybody's on inflatable chairs or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or lawn chairs.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, you're in a sleeping bag in your room because you don't care.
It is. You got to get by, but whatever.
But okay, and then you mentioned too, like, that you actually think, like, sales wise, that actually appliances is like your middle tier as far as like ease of sale. Why do you think that is? Just because it's more like of a necessity?
I would say, oh my gosh, we've sold so many appliances. Like, I didn't know really what I was getting into. Like, obviously Jamie chatted me about it.
Yeah.
Hey, doing this down here, like, just get a truckload, just try it. I'm like, I just want to chill. I don't really want to add more to my plate right now.
Yeah.
And ultimately I caved in. I was like, I'll try one. And then just like stuff's just flying out the door. And I just didn't know what I didn't know. And, but as far as the ease of it, I think it's easier because customers don't necessarily care about the color as much. They care if it's top load or front load, or if they need stackable, or certain little things as, okay, I need gas or I need this. Nothing else really matters. They just need something that works, because again, it falls back into the furniture thing and the mattresses. They don't necessarily care what they sleep on. They do, because they'll sleep uncomfortable and their back will hurt, this and that, but you can't go with dirty clothes. Like, you just can't do it. Like, you don't want to be a smelly person. And if your washer goes out, like, you need a washer. It's just like, it's not something you can really put off. Can you put off and go to the laundromat and spend $20 a pop, $30 a pop every time you go? Absolutely. But people know that's not efficient with the money. So it's easier to justify going and buying a new washer dryer versus a mattress.
Makes
But
sense.
yeah.
So what would you say, now that you've been doing this for, again, like almost 10 years, and you've added this other furniture and appliances, have there been any moments where like you feel like, wow, like I've really figured this out, or this is like beyond what I ever thought it could be? Like,
No, I still don't think I still don't think I've figured it out. I really don't. And I think that falls back in my mindset of growing and being better. And, you know, I don't know. Like, at certain points, I definitely, I look back where I've gone over the last 8.5 years or so. And it's just, man, like, I've came a long way, and I'm super thankful for that. And what do I tell my employees? Never backtrack in life. And what did I say to him that one day? It was something, I'm gonna botch it however I say it, but it was something along the lines of, don't turn around and walk, only turn around to see how far you've came, or something like that. And I'm still learning. Now I'm still learning furniture. I'm still learning what's good quality, bad quality. Hey, I ordered this and I'm like, oh crap, this sucks. Nobody's gonna buy this thing. It's got particle board in, it's got this and that. It's just, I keep learning and I keep growing. And now we're getting into appliances, brand new scratch and dent appliances, and now we're having to learn how to fix stuff. Okay, hey, this lady's what are we dealing with right now? This lady's water pump or something. We're going to look at it tomorrow, but like the pump on it is leaking somehow, and I don't know. I don't know nothing about appliances, like, and I'm not afraid to admit it. And I tell customers that straight up. They ask me stuff, and I'm just like, I'll be honest with you, I genuinely don't know. But I was like, but I can learn and figure it out for you. I was like, but I don't know. I haven't been doing it long enough to really sit and figure this and that out. But I can tell you everything's under warranty. So if we got a major problem, we can call the manufacturer and get something fixed. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's just, I've just learned and grown, and I never, how do I even word that? Yeah, I'll just say I just keep learning and growing. I don't think I've ever felt like I've made it. I've never once felt that, and I still don't feel like that to this day. One of my employees at another business I had a couple of years ago that I closed after 3 years, I asked her one time, she made $10 an hour, which around here, that's not great. Obviously in California, that's literally nothing for California. But around here, like, you can find rent for $500, $600, $700 for crappy houses. You can obviously find nicer houses for over $1,000, but like, you probably couldn't find anything in California for $500-600. Exactly. It's a little different market here. But anyway, she was working for me full time. She was making $10 an hour. She ended up getting a raise and like other stuff later. But one time I asked her, I said, what do you consider rich? Not necessarily a money value, but what do you consider rich? And it's always stuck with me. And she said, I would consider rich being able to go into the grocery store and not have to look at the prices of stuff and just put stuff in my cart. That's when I realized, I was just like, I am blessed and I am extremely thankful, because I don't look at prices of stuff and I just get whatever I want. And those little moments that I've learned throughout the years now, it's as I turn around and look back on those moments. I don't walk to them, but I look at them and I'm just like, man, like, I am so thankful for those little moments to always hold me in place of where I'm at and never think I'm above anything. Yeah.
That's awesome. Honestly, that's a really great stopping point, but I do want to ask you one more question.
Go for it.
Again, starting in 2016, and this is maybe a little self-serving question, but what do you feel like has changed about the way you market your business? Or was it easier? Was it easier in 2016 than it is in 2025? What's been your experience in marketing the business?
Marketing. Okay. So when I first started, I did all my own marketing. Facebook's advertising has changed so much over since when I first started. Like it used to be, hey, we'll throw this engagement post up, put cool pictures and just run it at $100 a day and we'd crush it. We just get a million messages every day. And it's changed so much now that it's just not the same anymore. Like it's just, you can't just throw up an engagement post. At least on the way I look at it, it's okay, here's an engagement post, but then it asks you 30 other things that you got to sit and filter through. It's just, okay, how the heck do I do this? Could I sit and figure it out? Yes. Do I want to? No, it's not worth my time anymore. So it has changed a lot. And I'm extremely thankful for like you and your company that have came in and made it easier for me. I'm going to say this and don't take this personally. Is it a little expensive? Yes. But is it worth it? Yes. It really, truly is. Just for the sheer fact of, I know there's somebody else that is helping me do this side of things over here to take away 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week, whatever that it would actually take me to do it. It takes that burden off of my shoulders to have your company do it, because it's so different now. It's just not the same as it was back in 2016, 2017, 2018. I have a feeling, I think I signed up with you guys around 2019. When did you start this company now? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was, I think you were just, I think, so we had a pre-version of it like right before COVID, and then COVID hit and like pretty much everybody was like, I'm closed. And so we were basically closed. And then I think like summer of 2020, like we came back, and I think
that sounds about right. I was gonna say somewhere in 19 or 20 is probably when I started with you guys. And yeah, the rest is history. But yeah, to answer your question though, I think I've already hit on it. It's changed so much. It really truly has. And I guess I'm extremely thankful for companies like yours that kind of sit and figure all this stuff out and figure out how to go about it and do this and do that, works, doesn't work, that kind of thing, because it really takes a lot off of my shoulders that I don't have to sit and figure it out. That's why it provides value to me, just is because that's like, I've got so much going on all the time, like it's taken you asked me, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago to get together, and I'm just like, okay, then we did it, but then I was like, crap, we got a truckload, I can't do it. It's like I'm always busy unless it's like after 7 o'clock. Then I'm just chilling for the night. But so it is much different, much different. So thank you, by the way.
No, thank you. No,
of course.
We're happy to work with you and do it. And it's awesome just watching what you've built over the last 9 years, almost 10 years, and just watching it grow and grow. It's really cool.
And now, so I went from a 1,700 square foot mattress store. Then my landlord gave me the back room that I had. Then I went up to 2,800, 2,900, and I operated out of that for years and years. And now I have a 18,000 square foot building.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's much bigger, a much bigger operation, a lot of inventory, a lot of product on hands at all times. Obviously carrying that much furniture, like we carry a lot of furniture on hand, so we need a lot of space for it. And now I'm in the process of, I'm in the very beginning stages that I offered to buy the building from my landlord, and he offered it to me a year ago or so when I first moved into the big warehouse. And so I'm in the process of buying that. And my goal is to actually eventually blow out one of the walls and expand even more. So to hopefully go up to probably 25 plus 30,000 square foot. Yeah. So just growing and getting bigger and letting kind of God take the reins and see what kind of happens. I'm just along for the ride and just going with it. Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's so great. That's so great. All right, man. As you mentioned, you're extremely busy. I'm very grateful that we were able to do this interview, so I don't take up too more of your time. Get back to it. Have an awesome week. It's February 2025, so I'm sure
We're
our
in
tax
some-
season and
we're
whatnot. So that's good. And yeah, we'll keep doing what we're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, I'm excited for you. So thank
Thanks,
you so
buddy.
much. Thanks
Yeah.
very much, Daniel. I appreciate it. Awesome.